Welcome to CYNOSURE, your favorite children's program, a show where young voices shape the conversation. I am Oyabara Belebo, and with me are
Wanemi Monday.
Encounter Greatness.
Zoe Biowe.
Over the week, we have heard so much cases about suicide and how people take their life over very flimsy excuses. And today, we are going to be looking at understanding suicide from children's perspectives. As a child, I often wonder why someone wants to put an end to something as precious as life. I wonder if they ever think or question themselves how would they be remembered or the effect they have on their family. All these questions and more are what we shall be talking about today. Please stay with us.
Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Kara and I'm a CYNOSURE presenter.
My name is Sebokura Oyintokumi and I am a presenter on CYNOSURE.
Hi everyone, my name is Encounter Greatness and I'm a presenter of CYNOSURE.
Hi guys, my name is Elwan Sukari and this is CYNOSURE.
Welcome back. This is CYNOSURE, and today we are talking about understanding suicide from children's perspective. Let's start with why people might consider suicide. Greatness, can you share your thoughts?
Okay, so some aspects of why children would think of committing suicide is based on what they go through negatively. Examples, they go through bullying, they go through mockery, they go through mockery based on how fat or slim they are, or whether they have a defect in their body stature or their financial instability of their parents. So I advise that our fellow peers and age group, they should try to be more supportive and love our fellow age group based on how they are, either disabled or not. I have a friend of when he recently came to my school, he was from the village, so he has this village tongue, like we all say. So through that, they used to mock him, like, you that used to come from village, all those stuff. And mostly we see him crying after school. So I told my classmate that this thing that you are doing, it might look funny, but this thing might go through various ways. It can affect him emotionally, mentally, and it can enter so many bad influence. So we should stop this thing. And when they stopped it, we saw the growth in him. Usually when they were doing that, he wasn't paying attention in class, he was skipping class, he was ashamed of coming out so that they won't mock him. But because of they stopped doing that, he became like an extrovert.
Yeah, like Greatness said, we should support them in anything like they are doing, and despite of their stature or nature. We shouldn't look at that. Instead, help them to expose themselves to different things like learning, paying attention in the class. They might not be able to like pass some tests. You help them for reading and so many other things.
So, like, what are the reasons that some people would like to consider suicide? Greatness, please give me some suggestions.
I feel like for children, they go through some things that will make them to consider hard suicide. Like I said, bullying. Okay. Now, this bullying now, let me bring like an example. A classmate of mine uses clutch because he doesn't know how to walk. Okay. So my other classmates, they usually bully him. Sometimes they carry the clutch, throw it, like as if it's like a play. The boy will be crying that you guys should stop, you guys should stop. All those things now you can add up, and the boy will not start considering like, wetin make me dey stay for this life now? I don't have any purpose to serve in this life. So make I just go, you get. Yeah. So like all those things, they are adding up. We might see it as it's a joke, but there are some certain things we have limits. Just like this life, there are things that are limited. We have limit to what we do. People now, why they bully others, they feel like they have power. Like what she said, status. Because maybe your parents are rich, their own companies, you feel like you can, you can rumble over them, all those things. But there are some certain things, there are some certain people, you don't know that there are people that are higher than you. So that attitude that you are portraying, if you get to a stage whereby somebody can do that thing to you, that means they say that what goes around comes around, right? So if you do that thing now, in the future, that thing will meet you. And it will not meet you exactly what you did. It will meet you in a higher grade. So all those things, anything you do in this life has its positive and negative. So you better choose the positive aspect of life.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good point, greatness. Sometimes people feel like they're a burden to others, while some are dying to get a validation from people who don't even know they exist. So moving on to the next segment, how does suicide affect family and friends? Wanemi, can you share your thoughts?
Like Greatness said, when he was in his school, there were people that used to bully him because he was fat. Like me, people in my school, they always mock me because I'm short. Even when I'm playing football at sport time, they'll be like, my name is a short person, he cannot run fast. And they still mock me because I have bow leg. But if I was some other people relating to other experiences, I would have committed suicide by now. And suicide is not good, by the way.
To add up to what Wanimi said, I knew of one of my senior that she got so low in her jam score. She was like, so later I got tell my mama now, bro. So she just decided to like take her life because she wasn't able to give that particular result to her mom. But her friends now talked her out of it that life will not change. Life will not change. You're not the only person that's got low. Instead, next year you read harder, you persevere harder so that you shoot your shot and boom, you take it high.
You're actually right. Some people really want to. I don't know how they feel. Don't they like pause to ask themselves, will this thing not affect my family members and my friends? How will I carry my family name? How will my family name be if I do this act? Like some people, like if they want to get married, because maybe one or two people committed suicide in the family or wanted to commit suicide in the family. The people that want to marry, let's say the girl, her sister committed suicide. So when the husband wants to marry her, the husband's family members will be like, don't go near that family, or they used to commit suicide in that family. So it's not actually good and it brings down your family name. So what can we do to help prevent suicide? Princess, do you have any ideas?
Well, we can talk to people we trust, like a parent, teacher, or counselor. Or we can be kind to others who might be struggling, or give helping hand to those who might be struggling, and try as much as possible to defend the weak and vulnerable in our society.
Okay. We can also promote positivity, self-acceptance, contentment, and let's have a mindset that whatsoever we might be going through, like I said earlier, will have an end. So you will definitely come out of it. Do not take life that you did not create, and it's a sin against humanity and against God.
So do any of you have any, let's say, stories to share about suicide?
I want to make a point to how to prevent suicide. Okay, our environment as children, the places that most of our hours are spent on is our schools and our homes. So in school, we can create time, a period where we talk about this suicide. Just like some schools I know of, example my school, they talk about sex education. So we can also bring up a time where we talk about suicide, how it affects us negatively, because there is no positivity about suicide. So we should always try. Then we should also spread it. We should tell people around. If we see bullying, we should not keep quiet. We should call, we should talk, we should tell the person that what you are doing is bad. Even if it might have so many consequences, like obviously maybe you are seeing someone that is very dangerous in your streets or where you live, the person is doing something to somebody and you're not telling the person don't do that, you might have like consequences, but yet speak out, be an activist.
And some people want to commit suicide because they feel that is the best option. Like what my team member said, you can always go to the guidance counselor, you can tell your parents. Okay, let me share a story. So there was this girl, because she wanted to date a wheelbarrow pusher, somebody that's still managing life, wanted to add to the stress of that boy. Her mother declined it and she wanted to commit suicide. So what I'm trying to say is that suicide does not solve your problem. At 14 years, you don't even need a boyfriend. You need to focus on your books. Like, it's not even that the man is even able to even foster your education or something. It's somebody that is still pushing wheelbarrow in the marketplace. So let us try and let's say think before we do some kind of thing, because that thing is very unreasonable. And I also have another story. Like, there's this 13 years old girl, my age mate, 13 years old girl, because her father is not giving her freedom, just because the girl wants freedom, she decided that to take my life is the best option. For me, I would like, just go and tell your father. Then the dad will explain to her that at this age, you are still under my care. When you grow up to be like, when you are like 18, 17, 20, that's when you can get your freedom. Even though it's not yet given to you, but you can still have that freedom. It's not just because of freedom that you want to take your life. And so many other unreasonable and invalid reasons people want to take their life. And so suicide is not the best option. Princess,
It's not an option, sir.
It's not an option.
Well,
So-
there was this girl, she was very short. She was like in a big class. So she was the most intelligent among them in that place. So they kept on bullying her for her
height.
height. So she decided to take her life, and that was how she killed herself. And the mom was now crying.
And it has given
So-
her family a bad name.
So come to think of it, the suicide that you think you are creating freedom for yourself, you are putting burden on people around you,
Yes.
trusted people around you. Because now the ones are regretting. I didn't mean now I'm close to my child, I would have known that my child is going through all these
This
things.
thing.
All you get. So that is where that thing comes in. We need that intentional parents so that they can connect with their child and make that, my child is going through this, my child is going through that. Let me see what I can do. Intervene. Because if you are just there, you know that your child is going through all these things. Your child will just be in the house. You don't even, some parents, they don't even ask your child how was school.
Yes.
You see your child coming back from school sad, you don't ask your child anything. You just keep like as if, the boy just came, like all those things.
And you know
So
what?
good.
Parents also contribute to suicide, to this act suicide, because some parents, I don't know whether they're trying to do over discipline, or some of them they are just originally strict.
Like Gen Z will call it strict parents.
Yes. So like any small thing the child do, like a normal parent, when you scold a child and this child later feels bad, you call the child back and tell him the reason why you scolded that child. So now some parents now, because I don't know whether it's pride or what, when they scold their children, they allow their children to cry. They will even insult your child on top. That's always anytime.
That contributes to
Yes, the child not feel like maybe the mother insulted the child, that the child does not have sense. The child not be, so I don't have sense.
So
What is
using
even-
words like that,
What is even the need for this life since I don't have sense? Like this child will be feeling bad, emotionally stressed and all that. So all these are causes of suicide. Anybody has anything to say?
There was one girl that she was going to school, and she now learned a lot. So she was not correcting her mother for saying something wrong. The mother now beat the girl very well. The girl was injured all over her body.
That's really bad.
Really bad.
Okay, I know someone. There's this girl in my class. She's very tall, like very, 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 very tall. So some people used to call her the giant of the class. So there was a particular day we went for an excursion and they asked her what does she want to be when she grew up. She now said she wants to become a basketballer. Then everybody started laughing because of her height. Then in class, this girl normally used to cry because they're insulting her that she's too tall. In fact, let her even go and stand with the teacher, that she will help the teacher and clean the board, help the teacher and do this. So the girl started she started going through emotional problems then. When me and my friends saw her crying, we started telling them that they should stop, that what they're doing is bad, that you don't know whether this girl will take this thing home, start thinking of it until she think, then later she'll now kill herself or do something wrong. So what I'm trying to say is that we should not bully others. And for people that are usually bullied, stand up. Even though you don't fight with them physically, you can, like, if they tell you that you are short, said, God, that's the way God created me and I'm proud of it. You need to be proud of yourself. Like some people used to mock me because I have K-leg, but I don't used to take it as I don't used to take it as anything. But before, I used to feel like I cannot be wearing gown. Let me just be wearing trousers. But now that my friends spoke to me about myself and how I carry myself, they told me that I should not allow it to bother me. That is where God created me, and I'm proud of it. So all I'm trying to say is that you should not kill yourself just because you should not even think of it, even if you are going through emotional stress. Right now, we shall be going on a break, and when we come back, we shall be looking at why adults contemplate suicide.
Hi everyone, my name is Stella Samateki.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Samateki.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Samateki.
And we are the CYNOSURE triplets.
CYNOSURE is a kids program where young voices shape the conversation.
CYNOSURE is a kids program where we talk about issues that shape the world.
CYNOSURE is a kids program where we talk about social and controversial issues that concerns us as a people.
Watch out for the CYNOSURE triplets.
Welcome back. This is CYNOSURE on UTVAfrica. Before we went on a break, we were talking about understanding suicide from children's perspective. Now we shall expand more on adults contemplating suicide. So Wanemi, can you give reasons why adults might consider suicide?
Yeah, I have an example. Some people want to take their lives because they don't financial hardship, like they don't have money to foot their bills. They can't pay their rent. They can't even, most of them that even have children, they cannot pay their children's school fees. So they feel like ending their life is the best option, but it's not the best option.
And maybe if they have kids that always come back from school and give them so much expenses, they will start, how will I can't even afford to pay this, I can't even afford to pay that. That's how they will take their life. So Princess, do you have any reason why a parent or an adult might want to take their life?
Well, based on their status, like some of them may be disabled and be mocked, so they just take their lives, ending their life based on what people say, but instead they're supposed to be proud of who they are. Instead, they are not the ones that created themselves, so they are not supposed to commit suicide for any reason because it's not them that made themselves disabled.
So they shouldn't judge
So
themselves.
they shouldn't judge them by their status.
Okay.
I also feel like the first step moving on from suicide, like contemplating suicide, is having confidence, that self-confidence. Because if you don't have that self-confidence, your aim of like not contemplating suicide is like effortless, is worthless. So you need that self-confidence, because if you don't still have that self-confidence, let's say you have moved on from that one, if another person comes and bully you, you go back again. Let me think, oh bro, it seems I just need to like end my life. But if you have that self-confidence, if another person comes again to bully you, be like, yes, leave it. Like me now. Self-esteem. You need to have that self-esteem, self-discipline, self-confidence. You need to have all those in order for you to like cancel anything that is called suicide.
But what about teenage parents, or teenage parents? What are the reasons they consider suicide?
Maybe due to peer influence or peer pressure. When they were younger, they like influenced them to go through all those, and they got themselves pregnant. So now, due to the child, they are still teenage parents. So due to the aim of taking care of a child, because it's stressful taking care of a child, and normally when it comes to do with that, the boy is most likely to abandon the girl. So the girl has now become a single parent, making the taking care of a child hard. So she feels like if she take her life, it will be easier for her. But now when she takes her life, it's now been a negative effect for the child, because nobody's going to take care of the child, and the child will now become an orphan. So now suicide is like a triangle that if you do this, it will not affect you, but it affects people behind you or that are connected to you, so it will affect them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Princess, do you have anything to say add to what Greatness just said?
Well, some of them, they may be too young to like have children, so that would be very stressful for them. They can't even take care of themselves well in school. Then to take care of a child is very stressful. So they decide to end their lives to end the stress.
Yeah.
But it's not okay for the child and the baby's childhood, like without a mother, stuck in the orphanage until somebody comes and adopts
Adopt
the
the child.
baby, the child.
Okay. Wanime, can you add more? Because Greatness said something about single parent. They let that on to single parent. Can you add more to that single parent?
I think some maybe because of there are some people are not just ready for life. They want people to do everything for them. So
Yeah.
maybe some people might just feel if they go into this particular thing, when they look around themselves, there's nobody to help them. They cannot find help from anywhere.
They're dependent.
Yes, they are dependent on someone. So they just feel like taking my life is going to be the best option.
Okay. For me, I feel like for single parents, because maybe they are divorced or maybe their child doesn't have a father or a mother, they feel because they cannot take the stress of like taking care of a child alone. They feel,
Yeah.
let me just kill myself so that at least I'll be free from all this burden. But if you kill yourself, you are affecting people around you.
I feel like when like now there's a situation whereby you yourself now you're dependent now. So now as you are dependent, you feel like everything revolves around you because you have people to do things for you. Now when those people are not around, you feel like you are now worthless. So it's better to just take your life. And I also feel like another reason why adults they consider suicide is based on they feel like they are burdened to somebody. Now I'm bringing that in, connecting it to financial stability. Adults borrowing money from somebody. You know, there are some attitudes, some adults, when you are borrowing money from that person. That person might give you some attitude that you may not like. So you feel like you are not a burden to that person. So it's better you just take your life so that you will not be burden to other people.
Yes. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, and always remember that there's always help available. Right now, we shall be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will continue with our audience engagements.
Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Kara and I'm a CYNOSURE presenter.
My name is Sebokura Oyintokomi and I am a presenter on CYNOSURE.
Hi everyone, my name is Nkanu Greatness and I'm a presenter of CYNOSURE.
Hi guys, my name is Elwan Sokari and this is CYNOSURE.
CYNOSURE is a children's radio program and now also on TV.
The show where young minds ponder on fundamental issues that border our society.
CYNOSURE is a program based on looking through issues through the eyes of a child.
Yeah, we shape our minds so that we can be better in the future.
This program shines the spotlight on inspiration, creativity, talent, and real conversations that matter to young people.
And each episode has a different topic, some of which are modesty, personal hygiene, and so on.
The eyes of a child have this incorrupt looking at things. Once we look at things in an incorrupt way, we can find ways to solve it.
You need to achieve certain things if you put your mindset towards that particular thing.
CYNOSURE means center of attention, and that's the goal, to make sure young ideas, voices, and skills are heard.
Remember, stay focused and stay CYNOSURE minded.
Back. If you're just joining us, this is CYNOSURE, and we have been talking about understanding suicide. And like we said, suicide is caused by maybe the person is being bullied, financial situation, economic situations, or economic effects, emotionally stressed. If person is emotionally stressed, loss of inheritance and other things. But even though all these causes happen to you, suicide is never the option. Don't ever tried. Now, our audience, it's your turn. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What is your opinion about suicide? What do you suggest should be done to people who attempted suicide? You can drop a comment on our Facebook page, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages at CYNOSURE Kids on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please remember to include your name and location when sending in your messages. Before we round up, I would like my team members to say one last thing about the topic.
For me, suicide, it's not going to solve your problem. Rather, it will even make things worse for the people around you. So let that thought not ever get to your mind. If you are going through a problem and that thought comes, just rebuke it. Yes, rebuke it. Don't even think of committing suicide.
Okay, greatness.
Okay, so one thing you know about suicide is that we all know that suicide is killing oneself. Now, you feel like you're like removing stress or anything that made you to think about suicide. You're taking it off. Well, you're not. You're just creating more problems for people around you, like what Wanimi said. Another thing you know about suicide is that when you are thinking of that, that alone is like a problem. So you should not just think about it, and you should try to speak up if something is getting you bothered.
Princess.
Globally, more than 700,000 people die from suicide every year. So I advise we pay great attention to awareness, intervention, causes, and symptoms of suicide, so suicide rates can decrease.
So before we round up, let us remember that if you commit suicide, you will go to hellfire. That's all we can take for today on CYNOSURE. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again next week, same time, same station.